had such a like strong urge for this particular piece to go really big, and so I wanted to like explain why. And I have like notes. Is this how you talk on camera? I don't know. It's been so long. Just kidding. I'm back. And I have lots of stuff because I've been gone. Mars, don't do that right now. So I'm back. I have lots to talk about. And that's the beauty of not uploading every week. I actually have like a lot to fit into one video, and I think that works better for me. But I'm really excited because this video today is kind of like related to one of my other videos that has been getting a lot of views, which is really cool. But the last video is like episode 6 of Art Shit, and it's about painting big and how I don't like painting big and why, and the beauty of like painting small and like valuing small things. So it's interesting because this video is about, I'm gonna be painting big, but it's for a reason and kind of the reasons why. So it's nice to have a moment to like, for me to understand when to paint big and when not to paint big, and kind of like document that and get that down and get that all figured out in my head, because it's not necessarily like I don't ever want to paint big or I don't understand why you would paint big, but I'm trying to understand and have some intention behind when I want to do it and why. And I had such a like strong urge for this particular piece to go really big, and so I wanted to like explain why. And I have like notes. That's why I'll be looking over here. But like, that's how exciting it was for me that I wanted to like write it down. And then I was like, oh, this is a video topic. So that's more natural to me than like trying to squeeze out like some type of like topic for a video just because I want to post every week. Like, that's not natural to me. But like, I've been kind of busy too the past couple weeks. I've been traveling a little bit. I went to this jazz festival, and this is still Art Shit because Andre 3000 performed at this festival, and it was so inspiring. Like, as an artist, I don't know if there's video footage of like his performance, but it's just like so inspiring for an artist, especially like someone like me who's more of like a figurative painter. It showed like this person, I would say that like Andre 3000 in his like typical role of a rapper is almost like a figurative painting. It's very like direct. Everyone understands what he's doing. Most people do it that way, but the thing that he's doing now to me is like abstract. It's very like, things are very isolated. He's doing just sounds. The performance was just freestyled, and it was just a bunch of different wind instruments, and he's playing with these other musicians who are also freestyling. And I first got introduced to that through like David Hammond's. If you look up some of like his stuff, they would just all play instruments at one time, like on the streets, this like cacophony, and it's this like freeform jazz like art style. But then someone else like Lonnie Hawley, I went to see him in person at the SNTMNT.STUDIOS down the street, and he was doing that same thing, but it was a very like Afro futuristic kind of theme to it. It almost sounded like a movie score. That's what Andre sounded like to me too, and I think it's interesting that they're both like, they both have lived in Atlanta. So it's something that I'm like seeing in Andre that is very like, just, it's not just music, it's art, you know? And it's abstract art. And so very, very inspiring. So like, I've just been like, not on my regular routine of like going to the cafe with a book and sketching, but I've just been doing my art shit in different ways, and that's been like really fun too. But I'm back. I want to get back on a little routine. School is going to start for me next week. I'm taking an art history class, which I'm kind of excited about. I am very like I like a specific type of art, and I kind of just like go in and deep in that particular type of art. So it'll be interesting to kind of study like Renaissance, modern, contemporary, like all those other things. I know, like, I'm just like, I'm the old person in class at this point that like needs to know everything, wants to know everything. It's very nerdy at this point. So me like 10 years ago, like I would have been like an art history class, but now I'm just like, school start Tuesday, y'all gonna be there. So that's what's kind of going on with me. Okay, so let's talk about this piece that I'm gonna do, that I'm gonna paint really large. I'm probably not gonna be painting it on camera because that is like, that's a little difficult for me, but maybe I'll show you some moments of me painting it big. But I think my number one like motivation for going big with this particular piece, like I had an inkling when I did the sketch, and I'm gonna pop in the sketch, and I just had a feeling about it, but I still wasn't like convinced. And then I watched this video of, there's this guy, he's an artist and he's a teacher, and his name is Ian Roberts. So I have one of his books is called Mastering Composition, and his YouTube is also Ian Roberts Mastering Composition. OG, like really exceptional. This is the book, and it's just like all marked up because it's just like so good. And so like outside of the book, I've been watching a lot of his YouTubes, and this YouTube I just watched yesterday. It's called like how to like, did I write it down? Like how to interpret color or something like that. I'll link it. And so, and it was this interesting quote that he said. He said that, color gets all the attention, but value is what's doing all the work. And I was like, okay. And so I have been struggling a little bit with like value because I want to like show that I know how to do it, but then like I don't like I don't know how to do it unless it's already like happening in my reference. And so this unlocked like a crazy thing for me, because what he did is that he showed this image, this reference that he has of a landscape, and he showed why it was a really good reference and it had like very distinct values. And so he proceeds to do the study in a typical, you know, green, it's landscape in typical greens. And then he does it in a different color, like purple, something that's not natural to a landscape, but he sticks to the values of that reference. And it was like so good. And then he picks another different color, another unnatural color, and does the set, uses the same reference, the same values, but with a different color. And it just like, my brain clicked. So the thing I've been struggling with is that I have this color that I love, blue. I love blue. I think it works really well with the my palette in terms of like the figures that I'm painting, but if I'm using it in a very flat way. So I stopped using it for a little bit because I did want to get more depth in my photos and play around more with like perspective and even like landscapes and just like, you know, like guiding you through the painting and everything like that. And I felt like, where does my color fit into all that, because it is flat. But when he used a different color for his reference than with what was in the reference, he really was able to show like it's not the color that's flat, it's your use of values. and that just clicked. So let me show you the sketch. So I had this sketch that I really loved. Pop that in. Fire. Let me show you the reference. So this is what I've been doing with my references too. I've just been kind of like trying to figure out why I like the reference and how the references that I like kind of relate. So anyway, like, there's a crazy glare on this, but this is the reference right here. My sister and her friend sitting on this car. It's a very typical, like, kind of 90s almost, like, baddie photo, and that's why I love it so much. But I was just like, it's just kind of like there, and I couldn't figure out. But once I watched that video of his, I was like, well, let me try my blue, and let me try different, because now that I know how to do values, because I've been in school, I'm like, okay, well, let me do like my signature blue, and then like that's going to be like the brightest, and then I'm going to make it darker, tone it down, or like just different variations of it, and see what that does. Because the thing that I love about a lot of my references are the shadows. That creates depth, and it kind of creates like yeah, just more depth. And then yeah, so it's just like, so this is the study that I did last night, and where I was like, I'm ready to go big. So this is it. I just think it's so good. So this is my signature blue, but it's like, I loved the shadow underneath the cars, and I love the cars being back there, and like you have to have, you know, a different value to be able to show like where things are, and so, but still being able to use my blue. And then even playing around, like, okay, with the color wheel, it's like, okay, I'm always in this almost like blue violet realm. That's probably the closest color to my signature blue. So where can we go in terms of their clothing? So it's just like, we're going here, we're going violet, we're going red, violet. We even might go red on these lights back here, just using my tools. And so it's like, another thing that he said was, when you're working with a photograph, the photograph is not the boss. You are the boss. So it's just like, just because I like my reference and I know what I like about it, it doesn't mean I have to stick to it. I can make it work for me, and this is working for me like so well. And it might not be one-to-one once I go bigger, but this is like such a great starting place. And that's what I need to paint big. I need like that excitement. I can't go into it with like, wonder what I'm gonna do. It's not gonna happen. So like, I feel like he helped me map out like what it is. Like, I'm able to bring back in my color that I love so much, that works so well with the tones of the figures, but in this dynamic way. Second, I honestly think that like cars and paintings are just like so fucking cool. Like, automatically cool. Like, I don't even know like what more to say. Like, so I just knew like two baddies on a car, like that's a fire painting, you know what I mean? So that was another reason why I was like, that needs to be big. My third reason was that of the attitude of the girls on the car. So I think that like what I'm drawn to in a lot of my references with Black girls is the attitude. And I don't mean like, oh, she got an attitude because she irritated. I mean like confidence, coolness. And that's what that blue represents for me. I've said it before. The blue is not melancholy. It's not sad. It's cool. It's even a cool color, but I mean cool as in like nothing can rattle you. You're like even killed. Like, it's just because you know, it's confidence to me. And so I think that like figuring out how to work in that blue with that image, it just was like, yeah. But then I'm like, attitude is in your face. It needs to be big. And so it's like, it doesn't matter where you are in the room, it'll be in your face. And so that is another reason why I felt like this piece needed to be big. Lastly, I have this like piece that I've already done that I love so much, and it almost is feeling like a companion piece to that one, and that one is really big as well. So it's just like, that's like 3 reasons for me to go big, and that's going to like guide me through this experience versus like me trying to drag myself along this experience. This is all, I'm already done. Like, as far as like getting over that hurdle that I feel like I have with bigger pieces. So it's like, I'm just so excited, and I'm like, I know why I'm doing it. And it's just like, and it's also just like bringing in all these themes that I love so much. Like even the girls in that, like you can't see it in this study, but they have on sunglasses. I love painting Black girls in sunglasses. That's the ultimate cool. You know what I mean? So to match that cool attitude with blue and then like sunglasses, I have this series. It's like ever going. I'll probably go on forever, but it's called Shady Girls. I'll pop in some of the images, but it's just like girls in shades. Like I love that. So this is just bringing out themes for me, and I'm just so excited to get back on my like black on my blue shit, you know? Because there's a reason why I'm drawn to it, but there's also a reason why conceptually that fits into a lot of these pieces. So check out Ian Roberts. I love, like, I'll just sit and watch his YouTubes at night. Like, that's just my nightly routine. The fact that it's has cars in it. The girls and the attitude, the coolness and the sunglasses, and then like that other large piece that I feel like is going to be a companion to it is also very large. So it's like, when I go big, I have a reason. And I know that doesn't feel so like spontaneous, which is what like I think big painting sometimes gives, but I still think it's so much room for spontaneity. Like, this is not going to be a one-to-one, this is just a study. And so there's so many things that are going to happen within this process. But I think the most important part for me is like having some enthusiasm, because I need that in order to like sustain with a bigger piece. That's just me personally. So it's just like having intention, and it's like, I'm the type of person who will go on a trip or even like a weekend. It's like, I'm not planning out every single thing I'm doing that day, but what I do is I have one thing that I want to do. So I might say we're in Mexico City, like I want to go to this one museum, but what happens around that, you know, like I don't really know. So I'm leaving room for magic to happen. But at the end of the day, if magic doesn't happen, I still got that one thing off. And that's just like, that's how I approach life, where it's just like, it's a loose, a loose structure. It's very loose, but it's not loosey goosey. I'm not running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I'm going in some type of direction, but like how I get there or what happens on the way, I'm totally open to it. So that, I think, is my like way of painting big also. I think that's it. So yeah, I'm not painting big for big's sake, because that's not how I express myself in terms of painting. It's not like this cathartic body thing. I'm more of a heady person. I'm not in my body as much. So it's a very conceptual thing. That's literally like everything I'm just saying. Like, when I paint big, it's for the reason is conceptual more than for its sake. So I'm excited to get started. I literally just got a couple canvases, so I'm gonna sketch. Maybe I'll show me sketching. So I'm gonna sketch and do my underpaintings, kind of the boring things. And so it's like, but I'm so excited, and that's what I need. Oh, so I showed you this book. Here's some other stuff I've been reading. How to See, really good. Not to be confused with Ways of Seeing, which is also a really good book. Ways of Seeing is like, it'll mess you up a little bit as a woman. It's like this chapter on the male gaze and how it pertains to art, and then like the rest of media we consume our whole entire lives. So that's a really good book, but this is good too. This is more about like artists talking about art, which I think is really cool. Like I love listening to artists talk about art. So it's just a lot of this writer David is just kind of critiquing art critics and how they are like a little bit separate from the actual like artist. And so it's interesting to hear a different perspective. Two people that I love hearing talk about art, and he has one of them in this book, is Alex Katz and Carrie James Marshall. Those are my two favorites to listen to talk about art. My other book I'm reading, I got it when I was in New York, The New Negro Aesthetic. So the exhibit I went to was the Harlem Renaissance. So they had this at this store. So I've been reading this. Let me read the little back part for you, and then I'll just move on. It's just like so good. Locke, that's his name, Alan Locke, argued that African Americans should see themselves as artists whose African-derived creativity was the answer to America's long struggle to foster an identity for itself in world culture. For Locke, the new Negro was the iterative African American who continually updated Black identity through the arts and created a beautiful alternative to the dominant view, not only of Black people, but of America itself. Like, it's just like, let me just show you a page. It's just, I'm just like eating it up. And it's just the intro. The intro is really good. The intro is by Henry Louis Gates, who I saw speak in college a long time ago. And then there's another intro, like from the Jeffrey Stewart, and talking about like what makes an African-American classic, because this is a Penguin classic. So he kind of breaks that down. It's just so fire, but I'm just like, so good. What else? Oh, I'm also reading this. It's not, oh, I was gonna say it's not art related, but look, look whose work is on the cover. This is like, this is, why am I drawing a blank? Lorna Simpson. It's called The Water Bearer. That's on the cover. But this book is Bell Hooks, Sisters of the Yam, and it's getting me together. Yeah, I'm going to bed on time, and I'm shopping less. I'm eating well. I'm you know, getting a routine. I'm not letting anyone overwork me, because Belle, she's getting me together. But I think that's so interesting. I'm just reading this personally, and then you have like a piece by Lorna Simpson on the front. What else? We back. It's our shit. It's our shit. Our shit. Is this the intro? Oh, this is this little piece I did. Just like, again, like with these references, the references keep being like two girls, and these are all pictures that I took, and so it's just like, what is it about me? You know what I mean? Like, but this is like middle school, this is high school, this was like maybe like, you can't see this one really well, but it's two like twins, it's like a Polaroid. Something about like, and even I was talking about the companion piece, that's two girls. So I'm just trying to figure out what it is that I'm drawn to, even in like taking pictures, and then like these being my favorite references. And like, oh, this is the quote from Ian Roberts: "The photograph isn't the boss, you the boss. Fuck with me." So yeah, so I just like, I don't know, like, even though this is on canvas, this is still a little bit of a study for me. So like, these are the two girls with this is like homecoming, and I remember I loved that they were dressed alike, and that was such a thing too in high school, but they both had on these Gucci hats in different colorways and Gucci bags. But then I was playing with some kind of like landscape painting in the back of that wasn't in the original like reference. So it's just like really being the boss of my references, and like, I don't know, I'm still kind of exploring this. This is not like a piece to me, this is a study, but still kind of cute. I don't know. So yeah, I'm happy to be back on here. I love like kind of just like, it gives me a reason to write things down and figure out what I'm attracted to, what I'm drawn to, and why. And I hope it's like inspiring, because that's what this is for, just to show like, for me, art is not just this very personal thing that comes from inside you. It's just you're sparked by so many different inspirations. I know I am, and I'm just like such a big like book person and a YouTube person, so I just wanted to share some of my like inspirations and like reasons for why I'm gravitating toward the things I'm gravitating toward. So let me look at my notes. I think that's it. I think I killed it. Let me see. I wrote, it's, you know how it's like unfriendly black hottie, but mine are kind of like friendly black hottie vibes. And oh, because I was talking about the concept of the like, the baddie with the color blue, it's like hot and cold next to each other, and so it's just like a it's a cool hotness. It's a friendly black hottie. Yeah, I don't know, I'm just yapping, just writing stuff, but we love a cool girl. We love a girl that doesn't need anyone to tell her. We love a girl, a gal, who you know, is really going up against a lot of messaging about how she shouldn't be proud of herself and she shouldn't be confident. And I think like overcoming that hurdle, I know it especially makes you feel invincible. So it's like, I want to capture that essence. I love the word essence because it's just like, it's the exact word. I want to capture the essence of like, in a world that's every day, what Gwendolyn Brooks say, let's celebrate that every day something has tried to kill me and has not succeeded. That's an essence you carry around, I feel like, as a black girl. And that's the, oh, I got chills a little bit. That's the essence, that's the attitude. The attitude is not cussing somebody out. The attitude is how you carry yourself and how you just unfuckwittable. I don't even know what that dance means. Happy to be back. Art shit. Kendacey. Oh, I feel like I never say my name. Kendacey is my name, and I'm a painter, and this is art shit. Thank you very much. See you.
I think the most important part is if you're wanting to sort of break out of feeling kind of boxed in by the conventions, not to just kind of go whoopee and throw them all out, but change one parameter, like this example of hue, and just see what that one parameter does in terms of opening up an arena of personal expression. Now, those two examples I did today may be further than you personally feel interested in going, but I think to experiment with it, to try it, would inform your painting, and it would allow for change in other areas, sort of giving yourself permission to experiment and create engagement in the way that you paint. So, because in this case, you know, you are the artist. I mean, if we're working from a photograph, the photograph isn't the boss. You're the boss here.